Hey everybody, my name is Philip Shepard and I'm a local real estate agent here in Northwest Arkansas. And today we're going to be talking about something near and dear to my heart, which is technology. Technology startups, up and coming technology, Web3, all these unique things that are super interesting in the tech industry and how they apply to Northwest Arkansas. So if you weren't aware of my story, I moved down to Northwest Arkansas about a year and a half ago from Chicagoland area. Love it, the best place to live in America by far. You can live, work, and play all in NWA. So let's talk about technology, tech startups, Web3, blockchain, Bitcoin, all centered around Northwest Arkansas. So the first thing we need to know about NWA and Bitcoin and blockchain is the fact that they're incentivizing people to move to NWA for their tech startups, for their jobs, and they're incentivizing people with Bitcoin, $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, and a bike. It's such an interesting idea to incentivize people to come here with this Web3 technology. And in one of my other videos, I did talk about how cities compete against each other, like Austin, Boise, Portland, San Fran. All these cities compete in the tech industry, in the tech space, for different talent. And NWA is so innovative in thinking that we're going to incentivize people to come here based on with Bitcoin and bikes. You might be asking why bikes in general is because that all of NWA is the mountain biking capital of the world. So if you're going to come here for tech industry, for tech startup, they're going to give you a mountain bike as well because you're here. You might as well start using the trails, the 300 miles of trails, hiking, running, biking, it's all right here, so use it all. Another thing that's really fascinating, and this is a little side note about upcoming technology, is that Walmart has entered into the metaverse space. So Walmart just filed a bunch of patents a couple months back about how they're going to start innovating in the metaverse and all those different areas about virtual reality. And so all these things are super futuristic, but it just comes to show that these companies down here are starting to get ready for a huge tech boom in all of NWA. One other amazing thing about NWA when it comes to technology is the fact that Bentonville, which is one of the farthest cities in NWA, the farthest north city, is the fact that it's building the first ever bikeable building. And then you heard me right, bikeable building. So it's gonna have a bunch of co-working spaces. You can set up your tech startups there. It's gonna have coffee shops, it's gonna have everything you need for work right in there. And on top of that, it's gonna be bikeable. And this goes to show once again that NWA is just so forward thinking of how the world is gonna work in the future, how people are going to interact with work, how they're gonna get to work. And so that's why NWA is so thoughtful and innovative when it comes to how you move around space and how you move around your life. Because in a lot of it is that they invite you to bike to work, to not necessarily use a car, but you can bike to work, you can use a scooter to get to work, you can walk to work. All these really interesting things that NWA is doing to incentivize people to not necessarily always have to use a car, but you live so close to work and you're walking in nature, you might as well just bike or walk or hike just to work. So one other really cool thing about kind of the tech industry and startup here in NWA is the fact that we're going to have our own electric vehicle manufacturer located right here in NWA. So Canoo, who's going to be a competitor to Tesla, Lucid, and all the other major manufacturers when it comes to electric vehicles, they're going to be located right here in NWA. So they're moving their HQ right to Bentonville, and then they're doing their research and development facility right in Fayetteville. And I think this is amazing because obviously, as we know, EVs, electric vehicles, are going to be just a big part of the future. And so to have one located right in NWA is awesome because it brings so many jobs. It continues to put NWA on the map, and it brings so much more talent, business, and startups right here in NWA. That reminds me, I have a 3D itinerary for anyone who's coming down to NWA. If they want to check it out, kind of see all the great things that are down here in just kind of a couple days, there's a link below that you can download them. So if you're a foodie, sports person, if you're into adventure, if you're into culture and arts, if you have kids, the link's below. I made all of them for you for free, so go ahead and use them. And then when you get down here, make sure to give me a call and we can look at some homes when you're down here as well. And one of the major factors when it comes to NWA and tech startups, there are so many resources that are available for tech startups or even any startups in general when it comes to NWA. So if you need co-working space, funding, grants, mentorship, if you need accelerators or incubators when it comes to your product or some ideas that you're kind of cooking up, for instance, if you need maker spaces, research, anything like that, it's available right here in NWA just for you to come down here and start building your startup, whether it's tech or non-tech, and you can start building your business right here because the resources are here ready for you to use at any point. And the last thing about kind of the tech industry and also startups here in NWA is the fact, and this is kind of the most important one, is that there's so much funding ready and available for people to come down here and start building their businesses. And I know I mentioned that in the last little point, but this is such a big thing. There are so many funds and grants available for people to come down here and start building their tech startups between the Walton Foundation, between JB Hunt, between the university. They all have these separate funds ready for tech startups to come down here and start building their businesses to bring in more jobs to the area. So if you're thinking, if you're in an area where, let's say for instance, that, business is hard, startup is hard, definitely check out NWA because funding is ready and available, and they'll actually give you money with Bitcoin and a bike to get down here to start building your business. And also, this is just a little side note that I really appreciate about NWA and it comes to technology, is the University of Arkansas has its own section dedicated to blockchain. So if you're looking to get an education in blockchain technology, all those up and coming Web3 technologies, University of Arkansas has a full program for you to go through and with other colleagues and professors ready to learn this brand new technology that is still just up and coming. Thanks again for watching, guys. I really appreciate it. Once again, if you are coming down here to check out NWA, make sure to give me a call or email me. We can check out some houses, some land down here, some apartments, so we can see how far your dollar will go compared to the place you're coming from. Thanks again, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.